Our spirit. What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Hey, good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com. This is a show where I talk about different things of a spiritual nature and how spirit has touched people's lives. Now, this morning, I do have a guest. Her name is Miss Kelly Wagner, and you are going to love her. Good morning, Tim. How are you today? Kelly Wagner is a medium, and she is the creator of the Edge magazine. Look at this thing. It rocks. It rocks. You can find this. Hi, Keith. Hi, Kevin. You can find this magazine everywhere in metaphysical stores. Obviously, when COVID hit, it went online, but it's back in the paper form, which is awesome. Still online. This magazine right now is in several different states. She's looking at going national and international with it. And you are going to love her story. You know, you ever have these people where you meet and you just look in their eyes and you're like, I know you and I love you. And that was Kelly. That was me and Kelly. I met her and it was just like, wow, this has got to happen. This whatever has got to happen. And I just love the dickens out of her. She's just amazing. So what I'm going to do here, as you guys know, I always start with a talk of which spirit speaks to me. And I'm using the book. I'm using this amazing book, which I love. I guess sent to me. It's Neil Dunwash's book. But really quick, I'm trying to find this and share it to my regular Facebook page. Although the internet, oh my gosh, all this weather we have had over the last days has just about killed my internet. So I'm hoping Todd can literally just hold me on. Hey, Jenny, I missed you too, darling. Oh my gosh, Jenny, I wanted to be there so bad. Happy birthday. I love you. I love you. I love you. It is Jen Davis says, is it today too, Jen? Is your birthday today? Is your birthday today? Let me see. I got you. Oh, thank God. Thank God, Todd. Todd's got me. I believe it's Jen's birthday. Is it today? I know it's August, but she had her dirty 30 this weekend and she chose to do it at Broadhead Manor. God bless her. And she invited a bunch of us to come and do an investigation with her, which was going to be amazing. And yeah. This girl wasn't able to go. I had an event during the day and was not able to go at night because, sorry to say it, my mom broke her foot a week ago and it is tomorrow. Thank you, Miss Jenny. My mom broke her foot and I ended up needing to help her and it just didn't work out. So I not only missed Jenny's Dirty 30, I missed an amazing opportunity at Broadhead Manor, which you guys know I love, love, love Broadhead Manor. But I'm going to just say we need to host a slumber party at Broadhead Manor. Nobody's birthday, nobody's anything. Everybody come in your onesies. Everybody have fun. We're just going to do just a huge slumber party. We got to get a hold of Bill and make sure it's okay. But a huge slumber party with the family. You know, all of us will show up in our pajamas and our slippers and we'll do barbecue at nighttime and we'll just have a slumber party. And we'll let the ghosts tell the stories versus us saying the ghost stories. You know, we'll just be really creative. And we'll just Facebook Live the whole night. Wouldn't it be awesome? That would be so awesome, Jen. Oh my God, that'd be so awesome. I will definitely be there. I won't put it in my schedule and I'll bubble wrap people so they can't hurt themselves. How's that sound? I will bubble wrap my whole family. So nobody can get hurt and that I will be free for a few hours just to do it. So let's put that on the burner. Bill's listening or listening to the replay. We want slumber party. We want onesies. We want slippers. I want cake. I want cupcakes. Cupcakes should be at slumber parties. So cupcakes. And of course, Bill's nuts. So, but let's use this awesome book. Again, a guest sent this to me, a dear friend sent me this book. This is a book I've been using every week. Good morning, Miss Paula. So let's do this. It's Neil Donald Walsh's book. Let's do it this way. Where's it going to drop at? Ooh, it's hard to do it this way. Okay. It doesn't want to open. Open. Peel the part. Ooh. Ooh. This is a lot to read, but I already love what I just read. My horoscope said this is my week to rock it. Can you have a virtual cupcake? Hell yeah, you can, Tim. Hell yeah. But you gotta show up in your pajamas either way. So it says highly evolved beings deny nothing. Oh my God, I love that. Look at this. I feel so official when I read out this book. But I love this. I loved what it said right off the bat. So it says essentially, essential truth. In highly evolved cultures, adults understand that children do not do what they see others doing. The triangular code, awareness, honesty, responsibility, is not something which is pounded into the young Heb, but something which is acquired almost by osmosis through the behaviors modeled for the child by adults. It would never occur to Hebs, Hebs, to place their offspring for many hours in front of a device that shows pictures of behaviors they'd like their offspring to avoid. Such a decision would be incomprehensible. Equally incomprehensible is a HEB did. I can't remember if the HEB did do this. Would be I can't read this morning. Would be to deny that the pictures had anything to do with their offspring's sudden behaviors. The difference between Heb society and human society breaks down to one really very simple element, which we shall call truthful observation. The Heb societies, beings acknowledge everything they see. In human societies, many deny what they see. They see television running their children and they ignore it. They see violence and losing used as entertainment and deny the contradiction. They observe that tobacco harms the body and they pretend it does not. They see a father who is drunken or abusive and the whole family denies it. Let no one say a word about it. They observe that their religions have failed utterly to change mass behaviors and deny this. They see their governments do more to oppress than to assist, and they ignore it. They see a healthcare system that is really a disease care system, and they see the eating the flesh of animals that have been slaughtered after having been force-fed chemical-laden foods is not doing their health any good, yet they deny what they see. Highly evolved beings, which some of us are becoming, deny nothing. They observe what so. They observe what so. They see clearly what works. Using the simple tools, life becomes simple. The process is honored. Isn't that good morning? Good morning. And that was page 298 for anybody that has the book. Good morning, Christopher. I really sucked at reading that and I apologize, but let's go over what it basically says. Good morning, sunshine. I don't know who that is, but good morning. You know what? There's so much truth in that. There's so much truth in that. You know what I mean? Because I witness it with my own grandchildren. When they see, when kids see good behavior, and when kids see good decision making, and when you teach kids by example, oh my gosh, it's mind blowing how beautiful they become because kids need to understand. And I'm going to tell you, adults do too, don't we? Adults do too. And I hate to say it because my generation, and I'm in my 50s, but my generation really sucks. Why? Because we are the generation of that TV. I'm the generation that came in with that couple of stations. It was all the spooky type of stuff. And I call it spooky because that's a paranormal sound to me. But where we had to dial in and get the antennas and good morning, Miss Stephanie. We had to do all that to get that 1 or 2 programs a week. That was it. But as TV evolved, we evolved into the TV as programs, whether it be, a weekly series or documentaries or movies or whatever, we have glued ourselves to those TVs. And grant you, it is the next generation that's going, oh my God, we raised our children by the TV. And I know that's not everybody. But I know my generation, a lot of us were glued to that TV. And as our kids have evolved and computers have been that highly evolved thing, it's pretty amazing because and I know this next generation, when I see a lot of it is, okay, so they've taken the TV away, which is great. They've taken all that away, but they put them in front of a computer. to do a lot of learning. And that's not always the best either. I hate to say it. Yes, my granddaughter watched a lot of Sophia the First, and she's watched a lot of programs. And I would love to say that she's learned a lot, because she has. She's learned a lot about manners, but it doesn't do. I'm having a hard time. I apologize for. I'm working. Hey guys, I'm going to work. Oh, it might have a little bit better. Hey Todd, can you send me my email to my. Hey guys, I'm back. I'm going to have to do this by phone because my computer is having issues with the internet. Basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kill the volume on one, and this way, if I end up having to do both, I'll do both. My computer's up and running, but again, my phone, my internet, we've had so many storms over the last few days that my internet has just really sucked. So, give me a second. As you see, everything you don't want to see, I apologize. And we are going to get this going by phone. I'm going to be looking at.
Are you looking for unbiased and uncensored paranormal and spiritual talk? At WLTK-DB.com, we offer several talk shows ranging from self-care to hauntings and everything in between. Find the shows and hosts on our website at WLTK-DB.com. You can watch them live or catch up on your latest favorites. While you're there, be sure to check out the store and pick up some of the latest station swag. Did you know we had a station blog, or that you can host your own show? It's all online at WLTK-DB.com. Looking to advertise? Check out our competitive pricing and let's get you noticed. WLTK Talk Radio has something for everyone. So be sure to stop by and say hello at WLTK-DB.com.
Okay, guys, hopefully I've got it now. I have got the internet, I've got the computer, I've got my phone, I've got it all. I got you on the stand, and hopefully I can keep this going. Again, I apologize. The storms have wiped out my internet over the last weekend. We've had so many storms, and hopefully by phone, I won't lose too much, although even my phone reception is kind of sucky. So let's see if we can finish this way. Anyway, and even though I don't know which stage I'm on. I'm either front stage or backstage. I have no clue because I'm running both. But let's kind of finish what I was talking about just for a brief moment before Kelly comes on. And really what I'm talking about, guys, is starting to lead by example in our own lives. So often, we need to start listening to our children instead of our children listening to us, because this new generation that is really coming in, whether it be, the 30-year-olds, the 20-year-olds, the teens, the kids, they're coming in and they're screaming, oh my God, I don't want this crap anymore. Oh my gosh, I don't want this in my body. I don't want that in my body. Oh my gosh, I don't like these behaviors. You know what? It's all of it. And they are starting to stand up for their rights. They're starting to stand up for things that I will tell you are all very much more highly evolving type situations. Okay. They're standing up for us to evolve as humans. And it's pretty incredible because you're seeing other, hi, Trudy. Nice to the internet. I'm trying, Judy. I'm trying. Trudy, sorry, I can't even say names correctly right now. But we are starting to evolve as humans. And as we evolve, things are going to start changing. We are going to start changing. Okay. A dear friend of mine got a hold of me last night, and she was in meditation, and she had a message in meditation. And I don't know if she wanted me to share this with the world or not, but I'm going to. So she found in this meditation, they said between August 1st and August 8th, which is the Lion's Gate. So I'm not surprised at this time period that there's going to be a huge opening of us, huge opening of the crown chakra, huge kind of like bringing in of information, upgrade, up leveling us. And people that are a little bit more already aware. I'm not going to say it excludes everybody, because it doesn't. It includes everybody. Like everybody's going to have this. So over the next week or so, you might start to feel different. You might start to feel tingly. You might start to feel kind of spacey. You might start to feel a lot of things. And I think the reason for this is because, like she told me, it's going to start wiping out a lot of crap. It's going to start taking a lot of stuff that we've had in us, a lot of that, not the physical, it's more the mental, emotional baggage you've been carrying. And it's going to start yanking that and throwing it away. Okay. Yanking it and getting rid of it, which is going to be amazing for us. And as long as we allow the process to happen, within that 8 days, all of a sudden when we start to wake up out of this, coming through this, you're going to be a lot more aware. You're going to be going, you know what? I don't want this crap. You're going to start leading by example. Why? Because your own examples are going to start to change. And I know we always hear this, guys. We always hear this, don't we? Always this spacey. There you go. Me too, Janie. Me too. So I know guys, I know. And I can almost hear you, because I always think the same thing in my own head. I'm always like, oh my God, we hear this crap all the time. We're going to have this happen and that happen, and when's it all going to happen, and blah, blah, blah. And I get it, because, I'm sick and tired of hearing about, all these wonderful messages we get too. But this isn't a process. And even this one is not going to be a process where all of a sudden you wake up one day and you're going to be like a totally changed society. This isn't a TV show. This isn't the movies, okay? I hate to say it, that's not how it works. This takes time. So with this being said, what's going to happen over this next 7 days is literally, it's going to be a starting of clearing. It's going to be a starting of release. It's going to be a starting of letting things go. Now, again, this is going to be a process. For some of us, it's going to be a starting of healing. For other of us that have gotten through the healing, it's going to be letting go of that crap. And again, it's 1 day at a time. So, but do understand that if you're feeling a little spacey over the next 7 days, it's a lot, or 8 days, what it's going to be. It might be a lot of that. But you might find exactly what we read in the book, that in that process, it's becoming aware of things, and it's leading by example versus leading by, what we were taught. So you might find yourself turning off the TVs. You might find yourself looking to more inspirational things that are going to feed your soul, feed your mind, versus just feed your imagination. And not to say imagination is a bad thing, but a lot of times the imagination comes to those things that are a little bit heavier in energy, which I do mean the TV. So, allow that process to happen, guys. And remember, when we start leading by that example, when we start to follow a much more productive, higher energy, higher vibration type of things, that's when you're going to start to see society change. Because it's just not an individual, but it's society. And I want to leave with one last thing, because a lot of times you hear that people say, we can't do it. We can't do it. How can one person change things? How can one person make a big difference? And I met a guy, it's been 6, 7, 8 years ago now. And he's from the UK. He's from England. An amazing man. Tough as nails businessman, but an amazing man. He's very competitive, and I love him for that. And if you're listening, Richard, I love the hell out of you guys. You taught me so much. Even when I didn't want to learn it, you taught me so much. But when he was here in America, I took him to a Walmart, and he was blown away. And then I took him to a grocery store, and he was equally as blown away. And I asked him why. And he says, because you'll never find this crap on our shelves. I went, what? You guys have McDonald's and stuff like that. He goes, well, we do. He goes, but we found our society didn't want this junk in our systems. It didn't stop the production of it. It didn't stop people from making it. But we stopped buying it. And we stopped buying sodas. And we stopped buying chemical rain things. And we stopped buying all this stuff. There was no more. There wasn't a consumer for it. So then naturally, we X'd it out. And we did it as a society. And it took one person, then two people, and then a group of people, and then a community to say, we don't want this. So one person can make a change, because that one person is going to help to change a group, and it's going to continue to grow and change. Now, I'm not screaming for everybody to go become vegetarians, because that's not what I'm saying. Okay, there is a hierarchy of things, and yes, some people say they feel better if they don't have meat products in their body. But what I am saying is, you don't have to eat the cow that was forced to slip into a small thing and fed chemicals to grow. You don't have to eat the chicken that was under the same situation. And that's what I'm saying. There's a natural hierarchy of things, but you'll never see a wolf attack that cow. You might find an attack the cow that's like free roaming, but not the opposite. So with that being said, guys, start to live your life by what feels good. What feels good to you? What you want to pass on. Take your time to teach your children. Take some time to teach yourself. And thank you for bearing with me with all my internet issues. And with that being said, we're going to take a quick break. And when I come back, I'm going to have Miss Kelly here. And I'm not sure I'll be on the computer or be on the phone or be on both. So I'll see you in a few, guys. This is Jan here on School Through Spirit with WLTK-DB.com.
If you're a fan of the paranormal world, then you'll love WLTK-DB Talk Radio. Talk shows bringing you the latest on everything paranormal, cryptozoological, metaphysical, true crime, psychic readings, and more. The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.
Spirit on WL. Oh my gosh, my life. On WLTK-DB.com. And I'm going to have nothing but issues, apparently. So I come back to my computer with the hopes that I have some success at computer, but I'm leaving the phone on just in case. This morning, I have got the beautiful Miss Kelly Wagner with me. Kelly is a publisher of Edge Magazine. She's also a radio host. She is a medium. She's just an event person. This lady has taken herself, branded herself, and blew herself up. And I want to tell you, to bring her in to have her story is going to be flipping amazing. So let's please welcome in Kelly. Hi, hon.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying a new mic.
You are. I'm trying internet. So my internet for all these crazy storms, because where I'm at in Janesville, we never get hit by storms. Like everything miraculously goes around us. And this year they've all hit us.
But weren't you just saying for the next 8 days there's going to be a lot of crazy things going on?
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Yep. And just like, hello.
Hello, clear out the crap. You know what I mean?
There's a lot going on.
So literally, I've got my phone in the drawer, but it is on, and I'm like going, okay, so I got to mute this one because it's going to drive me batty if I don't. But that way, if I lose you here, I still have you here.
We should just speak telepathically, and then everyone just can kind of figure it out. It'll be much more interesting.
I think we can do that. So, Kelly, can you tell everybody a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do? How'd you get here?
Oh my
Nobody
gosh.
just wakes up and says, I have a magazine.
I saw you had a copy on there. I was just like, yeah, you guys pick it up. Edge Magazine, edgemagazine.net. Oh, you know what? Crazy story. It's just, and I get asked it all the time. Worked for a small family-run company. My family, so there's ancestral issues. Oh, let's go at least 8 to 10 generations back. Yeah. And it was interesting that my road kind of flowed to here. So I sold advertising out of college. Like, who knew? I worked for Best Buy in the promotions and events department. So got to do events and a lot of fun things like that. Worked for my father, so worked for a small business, so learned a lot of things on how to run a business and how not to run a business. So that was a beautiful experience. Then worked for a PE firm, and I was like, I do not want to be a line item on a spreadsheet. And simultaneously, while this was going on, I was really coming into my, oh gosh, I don't want to say my awakening, my transformation, but that whole thing, right? It was my weekend classes and what I would do at night. But I also had the office that had the essential oils and the crystals and the lights, and everyone always wanted to tell me their life story. I always saw things. I saw radio songs. Oh my gosh, songs on the radio before they popped in, and I just started to play with my own intuition. So anybody, and I have a lot of clients that are like, how do you do this? And I'm like, you just got to sharpen your tools in your toolbox. We all have it. But some people want to become amazing lawyers. Some people want to become astrophysicists. Some people want to become psychic mediums. It's just all of these different, where you resonate and where you flow. And then Edge Magazine, I had a big girl job. And I was a VP of marketing in the dairy industry, and I could not find the words. It just wasn't flowing, and I can market anything. And I saw that the Edge was up for sale, and my mentor, Maureen Wiggins. Oh gosh, can you see that this is just a great morning? Maureen Higgins from Wings of Freedom was like, I think you should buy the Edge magazine. And we just started to reach out to the owners. And I know that it had amazing street credit in the Midwest and with the magazine and with events. And we just came together, and they had never heard of me. This community had really not heard of me because I was just taking classes and I was just practicing and I was in my own little bubble. And then, hello, here we are. You're muted. But I love the jazz hands that you were like froze on. That's fantastic.
I'm having nothing but issues today, Kelly.
We're going to just flow with it.
I even tried talk. That's what I thought. There goes my internet again. Keep going.
It's okay. You're doing great. I'll just keep
We're just
talking
gonna stay on
because
the
you're
phone.
doing awesomeness.
We're just going to stay on the phone. I'm just going to stay on the phone. I'm getting the link on the phone going. I'm just going to stay on the phone.
Don't worry about it.
It's one of those mornings. I'll tell you what. And I honestly think it is literally all the energy going on. You know what I mean?
I totally get it.
I think it's the energy. I think it's all of that. And it's so funny because I've had a great weekend. It's been awesome. My friend goes, I had this, she had a dream. Well, not a dream. She went into meditation. And I'm going to share this with you because I think you'll understand it. Very gifted person. And she practices a lot of shamanic work. And she goes, I need to get a hold of you. And I said, why? And she goes, in a meditation, she got that between August 1st, you're not as good now. I'm trying, Todd, I'm trying. Between August 1st and August 8th, which is the Lion Gate, that literally what was going to happen was these energies were going to be hugely like downloaded and releasing all that doesn't work. And she's like, Diet, I need to warn you because literally you're going to be living in spacey land. You're going to be like all over the place. This is just release, release, release. Your crown chakra is being opened by the other side. You know, we're so used to us opening our own crown chakra. She's like, the other side is going to open it. So it's going to be totally different than we've ever experienced. And I'm like, Kelly, you run a magazine. You've heard this story how many times? We hear it. And we always go, I woke up this morning in Neverland a day early.
I was about to say, I mean, you're knocking on the door. I always feel things a little bit beforehand, so I get it. Like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
We're releasing the magazine to the printer right now.
Are
like
you
right
really?
now. Like my husband is hitting the files over. I haven't even seen what the cover looks like in the end. Like, and what was lovely about it is this issue is on We Are Not Alone. So we brought thought leaders with all of these different mindsets pulling in. It's just divine. So yeah, I get what you're saying. But in our world, there's people, I mean, we get to deal with the full spectrum of thought processes and beliefs.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And we have to hold space for all of them. And and our radio show is the Being Curious show. I love handling all of these situations with curiosity. So like this morning, you could sit there and get angry about it. And then you could be like this, or you could be like, Todd, I'm leaving. I don't want to do the show today. And you could do all these things. Or you could just be like, hey guys, you're tuned in. Let's just let it flow. And here we go. Right. And that's what you're doing.
And that's one thing. I was only like this slight panic until I knew you got on. Because I knew the minute you go, okay, our internet's out, I'm just going to start talking. I got this. And she'll come back when she's ready. And you're like, I got this. You know, which I love.
Absolutely.
But I want to jump back. Now that we got that out, maybe now that it's out, because I can still feel all this energy in my system going, oh, this is going to be a crazy few days, which is good. Honestly, I love it when this happens. But talking about, you jumping in, and I love that because I teach a lot about that to people. Like, hey, you know what? Everybody's psychic. Everybody is. But I liked how you put, but sometimes you just want to be a good lawyer. It doesn't mean you don't use your psychic abilities being a lawyer. You're just a lawyer, which is amazing.
But wait a sec. Let's talk about the lawyer. What you have to know. You have to know the nonverbal cues. You have to be able to check into people intuitively. You have to be able to, they're so dialed in. And I have clients that are CEOs of very, very, very strong, powerful businesses. And I'm like, and they're like, how do I sharpen my skills? I'm like, you're doing it. Come on, let's just dive in deeper. So there's all of these, it's opening and it's finding time for yourself, which is my biggest thing. Hello. Right. And it's staying open and it's getting outside. And so I don't know about you. This is really funny how with the energy, I have been craving water fountains lately. So I've been on Wayfair and Facebook Marketplace and buying like fountains, like little fountains and big fountains for outside. And I am like in flow of water. I am like wanting to be around water. And I mean, and this is over the last like 3 days. So something's with water but you just said that we're all releasing. What does water do?
Yeah.
Oh, hello. Like my husband's like, another water fountain just showed up. And I'm like, I am so sorry, but I need these.
And I get it because I'm in the mix of all of it. Like yesterday, yesterday was a grandbaby day. Well, every day is a grandbaby day, but yesterday was me and them on our adventure day, And I'm like, okay, we can go to Great America because we're an hour away from there. We can go to the big water park and we're 45 minutes there. Or we can go to the fair and be with the animals and ground. And they're like, fair time. And I'm like, I spent all week at the fair and we don't normally do that. But I walked for like 7 hours and just where I was, and it wasn't in the, like, over, and they didn't want anything to do with the carnival part. They wanted to be with the animals and the earth and the ground. And I'm like, this is so perfect. Every day it's just been for me because I love all my elements, and that's my issue. I can't find an element I want to be in, and so for me it's been, well, I'm a 0-degree Aquarius, literally born at almost a time flip. You know what I mean? So it's like, who knows if I'm a Capricorn, Aquarius, what the hell am I half the time, what my sign is. But it's just that releasing, and it's been awesome. It's been awesome.
It's interesting. My parents think I'm a little weird.
Really?
We'll just like say it out there. Oh yeah. I'm the black sheep of the family, but I proudly wear that. So we'll just, right?
Beautifully.
And beautifully. So we had Art on the Edge, and that was in Minneapolis. I think it was 2 weeks ago now. And we had this chalk street mandala made, and it was like 24 feet wide. It's just amazing.
Right.
Sandy at Chalk Unity, like, she put a portal in the middle of it. So like I would get to the edge of it and I'd be like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. So I went in the middle and I sat there and I was like, there's pictures of me just like blowing bubbles in the middle of this chalk mandala. And I knew at that day that no matter what my parents feel of me now, if they would have saw Art on the Edge and I looked down and I saw our beautiful vendors and I saw the attendees and I saw the chalk mandala, I knew my parents would be proud. In some universe, their higher selves were so supportive and so happy. Well, when I came home from the hospital, my mother played Stevie Wonder's Isn't She Lovely? And it was like the song that she connected me to. And I know it's just this. And I put it up on social media and I overlaid Isn't She Lovely? But then something I did, and oh God, I can't believe I'm telling your audience this, but this is really cool. I went out on my deck and I got grounded. And I went to Spotify and I played the song beginning to end. And I just cried. And I just, like, ugly Oprah tears, like, just like, right. And by the end of the song, I felt so free. So I want to tell anybody in your audience, like do it, like, be vulnerable and I don't know how I like got on that segment, but like, right. Just release. There's the release.
Do you want to see something funny? Sure. I bought this shirt a month ago and haven't found a time to wear it. And this morning Spirit goes, you're going to wear this shirt today. I'm like, okay.
That's awesome.
You can't make this stuff up, can you?
No, you can't.
You can't. You're about to try. It's like, I've got tears coming up going, booyah, Spirit. Booyah.
That's amazing. Okay, we're done. Gotta go.
Gotta go cry, guys. Gotta go cry. I love this.
Oh my God. And I think let's hold space for those that there might be some crazy tears going on in the next week. Like, right. Yeah. And like, just grab a box of Kleenex or use your sleeve and let the ugly, let it go. Cause it just is cleansing. And I have years coming to terms with where I was at with my family and how they saw that, because I was a psychic and they think that we're like a cult, and I'm like, what? Well, if this is a cult, I want to be a part of it.
I actually said that this weekend. I was teaching a 1 hour workshop at the event I was at, and I went, essentially, I'm creating a cult, and I went, but let's not call it a cult because they shoot those people. So let's just do a dance group.
Yeah.
We're like, everybody come on into my little group.
Yeah, come on in. The waters. Yeah, come on. My daughter the other day was like, I forgot what she said, but she's like, Mom, if you were around a long time ago, you would have been a witch burned at the stake. And I was like, yep, a lot of us would have been, and it's okay. Like, right? Like, yeah, oh well. Like,
I always tell people this, and you can agree or not agree. Because you and me both hear a lot, and we hear a lot. Oh my God, I was a witch in Salem and I was burnt.
Oh yeah, I know.
And I always look at them and say, you were not a witch in Salem. And they're like, how do you know? I'm like, because the witches seen it coming and they weren't there.
Yes. I love that.
And they look at me and I'm like,
I
no
love
witch
that.
was burnt. A lot of other women were burnt. A lot of other women were drowned. A lot of other women were. Why? Because they weren't witches. They weren't in that witch category, which is being a psychic, a medium. See, I am telling you, any God-fearing person that sees the water or the fire around them is not sticking around. They're like, I seen
Yeah.
that yesterday.
Oh,
I packed and left. I'm out gathering nuts 3 neighborhoods over.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
I love that. And my daughter's 12, so I'm going to inform her when we get off that no, that would not have happened. Your mom would have been 2 steps ahead of them.
Yes. And that's just
I love that.
it. And I tell people that because I just look at them and go, you might have gone back. You might have been burnt. Yes. But you weren't the witch.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And honor them. Like I
do.
honor our beautiful friends that are witches and warlocks
Yeah,
and
yeah.
of different communities. And that's one thing that I've really felt with the Edge and our community is really all are welcome. And I was really in my own little lane when I really jumped in, and I come up to people with curiosity, and I'll come up and I might ask silly ass questions, and I apologize ahead of time, but I
No.
think people see that I'm really heart-centered, and then I'm like, okay, so tell me more about that.
Yeah.
I met a witch a couple months ago, and we were talking about spell work and manifestation and this and this and this. And she looked at me and she's like, Kelly, all a spell is manifestation with action. And I went, oh,
Bingo.
yes,
Bingo.
rock on. I was like, okay. So if I would have went in judging and I would have went in with like that, which I don't, but other people might, they wouldn't have been like, oh, that's amazing. Well,
Yeah.
cool. And we just
Yeah.
had this great conversation afterwards. It was like,
Yeah.
yeah, sweet.
Exactly. I tell more people, I'm not a witch in this lifetime, but I've been a witch in a lot of lifetimes. And I've realized that I don't need cauldrons and a whole lot of ritual anymore. It's just my mind over my matter and allowing myself to want something and allow it to come.
Absolutely.
That's what it is. And I will
there's
tell you
others.
what, Halloween Town, the movie for kids, taught
Yeah.
everybody that to be a witch is ask for it and allow yourself to have it. It's not mine. It's Halloween Town. But
I know, but we should be teaching this in school.
we should
So
be
there.
teaching. Yeah. Yeah, it's world. Come on, guys. Welcome to my club. Kelly's
You
like,
need to make
Kelly's like, I'm co-president. I'm co-president.
yeah. We gotta do our wave. Yep.
There you
Okay.
go. I
T-shirts
love
need to
it.
be made.
I also have to tell you, Kelly, since you and I talked, you know what I mean? And you went, how do you feel about writing? I went, and you went, oh, you don't like it. Do you know who started to write now?
Cool.
Facebook posts that are lengthy, this and that. And I'm like, okay, Kelly, I'm ready.
I felt it. I knew I had to plant a seed, and the seed was either going to get watered or it was going to move on. I'm a bubble machine of ideas. It's great. So I'm so glad they're just flowing. I can just tell.
I'm going to be so happy to be in Kelly's world. You don't even know.
Our little worlds can be like bubbles together.
Let's just do this. Let's just do this. I love this. I love this. So how did you go about, and I know people are like wondering, okay, because you're in the witchy woohoo state, and obviously you're in the corporate state because of the magazine and your job, okay? So how do you do woohoo and corporate and bring those together?
You know, what's interesting is I used sometimes, well, I am just who I am. And there's a reason why I'll be in meetings and people are like, you look so normal. And I'm like, haha. So I do try to roll in a I don't want to say normal way, because I really, who does, like, what's normal and what's normal and who wants to be normal, right? But what I do is I try to I have a mind for business. I can look at a P&L and just like this. I can put a marketing plan together in 2 seconds. I mean, it just flows. So it's knowing my audience. That's another thing. It's also allowing that space to I'll ask some curious questions, and if someone pulls back or they stay very conventional in their answers, then I know what lane to stay in, and then I'll stay in that lane. But if someone talks about energy or frequency or astrology, or so if I tee them up to some different words, or like, so I ask them that clever question and then they go down that, then I know that I can open it up a little bit to the
Right.
woo. I also will, when I'm with clients or in a meeting, I'll be like, can I get a little woo woo on you? And people will either like pull back and then I'm like, okay, I'm not going to do that. And I just, again, keep going with that flow. Or they're like, oh yeah. And then you're like, right.
I love
But then people will say, oh, well, I was in New Orleans and I saw a psychic medium. I'm like, that's awesome. What did you think? Right. Or I picked up this book, or I had my astrology done, or I had this. I'm like, oh, okay. So it's that discernment. It's the knowing your audience, and it's knowing what I'm always kind of pushing the boundaries a little bit for people. And then I was with some mothers at a pool party. Oh my gosh. I'll be quick on this one. So she's dating a gentleman that wife had passed, very young, of breast cancer. And they're basically the Brady Bunch of blending some families together. And the wife, anytime on the softball field, anytime around, the wife is there. She's so happy. She is so happy that the families are together. She's so happy that they've found each other. I mean, there's just this joy, but the husband is deep in his faith, and he just is still mourning and still really locked up. And I said, would your boyfriend ever see a psychic medium? And she's like, oh, absolutely not. And the wife that had passed just came to me and was so excited, like maybe. And then she just kind of went like this because he wasn't open. And I went to her and I was like, find a way to crack the door open so I can talk to him.
Right.
Find a way. And so she went back and she gave me a little like, okay, I'm on it. Like, she's on her little mission. So she's going to come back. So I was in a situation. I was like, do you want me to bring her? And I had to pull back, even though I was like, oh my gosh, if I could just spend 5 minutes with you and your boyfriend and her parents, like, I could totally make your whole life so much better. Like, I promise. But it wasn't my time and it wasn't my space to do it.
Yeah.
So there's times where I just let it flow, and other times I get this huge red X and it's just like, it's not the time.
Yep.
If I just answered that in the longest rambling way ever, I apologize.
No, I love it because it's really true. And you just taught a huge lesson to a lot of people, because I know, because I'm a teacher of this. They always go, oh, but I want to share it with everybody. I'm like, but that's not our lane. That's not the lane. You know, if you're a lawyer, you wouldn't walk up and say, you know, who you don't want the ambulance chaser down your throat. You know what I mean? That's not the person you're going to hire. That's not the person that looks authentic.
Yeah.
The lawyer you're going to find that's authentic is staying their happy ass in their office going, hey, I'm answering my phone. If you want me, come get me. I'm here. Let's collaborate. You know what I mean? So it's got to be the same way the psychic medium also. You know, a heart surgeon is not going to open up your chest if you don't have heart issues.
I would just kept seeing an OBGYN's not going to go give free breast exams just because, like, right? Right. But I used to, and I would, for your audience and for your students, when I was coming into my sharpening the skills of my gifts and abilities, I would, as strangers would come talk to me on the street, I was more than happy to share. Like, I was just, I mean, bring me into a party, put a cocktail in me, and I would just line me up, and I would do that. And then it was like, no, I'm not a party favor, but I'm not a parlor trick. I'm not this, I'm not that. So now what I do when I have certain friends that do that, I just come in and I'm very, very polite. And I'm like, it's an honor to meet you. And they'll start asking me some questions. And I'm like, gosh, you really seem like I would love to have a session with you. Here's my business card. I'd love to connect with you. And I just change the energy a little bit.
Yeah. And it's that simple.
But when you're coming into it and then you see stuff and then you're right and you're like, yay, I totally want to talk about it. Yay! Oh my gosh,
spirit this and spirit that and spirit this and spirit everything's spirit, and your family's going, oh my God, get away from me, you're going crazy, and you're like, oh, sorry.
Yep, sorry.
But I can remember when I became a nurse and I was in nursing school, I wasn't diagnosed, but I was like, oh my God, y'all look like you have this and you got this, and oh my God, look at that skin thing you got going on. Isn't that a tag? Or, you know, that could be this, you know. And I think we all do it in every professional. You know, I really do. We're just annoying in the psychic world because we know things.
Yeah, I know.
We're just annoying. I hate to say it. We're annoying. So more about this magazine. Again, I love it. I love it. One, I have to ask you, how do I get this into my local metaphysical store? I got to find out, because it used to be. And after COVID, they're going, no magazines are out there. And I'm like, but the edges out there again.
Yeah. Email me, kelly@edgemagazine.net. We are expanding in drop spots all over the place,
Okay.
and we will send them. We will send them for free. We have a cute little stand that we put it in. We are growing organically. So yes, please, 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 if you want it in your practitioners, your co-op, your metaphysical store, anything, we are growing, because we know that when these people get them, they run out, because people just see it and they love it. So please, 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 anybody that wants it, either a subscription or have it at a local store, please reach out.
Yeah, I'm going to do that because I think this thing is amazing and people don't even know
Thank
this.
you.
You know what I mean? This is being
It,
given away in an event I was at this weekend, and I'm like, I need one. And they're like, we only have enough for all the bags. I'm like, I feel like there's one for me. And she filled all the bags and she walked up. She goes, do you know there was one left? And I went, I knew it was for me. I knew it was mine.
You know what? We craft it with love, and we
Mhm.
get contributors from all over the world. An article that we just did, Robert Kennedy Jr.,
Mhm.
our palmist from the UK, T. Stokes, did a full article on him, and it was just fascinating. We get just offered so much beautiful content, and that's what the edge is about. It is leading on the edge, but we want to talk about what people might not be totally okay with talking about, but then also what they're curious about. I mean,
Yeah.
that's fantastic. And in the middle, we have our directory of practitioners, and the
Mhm.
directory is a passion project of mine, because when I was going through my insert word,
Right.
is it a referral? Is it, do you go, oh my God, I just saw yellow pages. Do you go to open to the yellow pages? Like, no, but to be able to have a trusted source where,
Mhm.
do you want sound healing? Do you want a psychic medium? Do you want a pet communicator? Do you want an intuitive bookkeeper that we don't have to explain what we're doing, or a lawyer or a real estate agent? Like, we're putting people together that are in our community, that are open-minded, because a lot of people like us, we're really good at one thing, but we might not be a bookkeeper. We might
Yeah.
not be a lawyer. Like, we might be like, look, I'm really good at my gifts and abilities, and I just want to show up, but I need people around me. And I don't want to go to my accountants and spend 3 hours describing, yes, you can charge to sit with somebody and do this.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're crafting with our directory, and it's growing every month. I love it. It's both in print and online, and it's just, we're already upping our quantities. We're going up more pages next issue. It's just, it's such an honor. We're this is a community, and it's just an honor to be this. I'm in service. I truly know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing.
I love that. I do love it. I keep saying I'm gonna write articles and send them to you and call them Dad's Corner or something and go,
You should.
hey Kelly, what do you want to do?
Yeah, absolutely.
'Cause I started thinking about it after we talked and I went, I talk about crap every week. Really
Yes, you do.
important, viable stuff that spirit gives you.
Well, and with ChatGPT and all those things right now, you could just record it and it'll come in and but what you're doing is so beautiful, and it's putting out there. And there are a lot of people that before COVID, and I don't want to just say COVID, but before this and before that, they had their cadence, they had their how they did things, and now they're just like, that just doesn't feel right anymore, and they're more curious on our world and what we're doing and how we're doing it. And we as leaders, as teachers, as ambassadors, want to create that safe space for them to be curious and to come in and just ask the silly questions. And like, if they're not silly, just come on here. And by the way, here's a book, or here's a class, or here's some oils, or here's some shungite. Please have shungite by your computer, right? So we're able to just do all this for them, and it's our honor.
Yeah, which is beautiful. And people don't realize that because it's like what you are putting in here. You know, you see a lot of magazines that, and I'm just going to use the one that, you know, is almost expired because the new one's coming out, obviously. But when you look through this, a lot of times you find magazines, you find things that are very, I want to say airy fairy. You know what I mean? And you have airy, it's a metaphysical world. It's let's say the paranormal world, because what people don't realize, paranormal is just not ghosts. Paranormal is anything not normal. It's really a huge umbrella term that kind of got pinned down to just ghosts and darkness. But when you look up this, you know, let's just, the articles in this magazine is feng shui. Okay, that's one big old, it's very legitimate. You know, a lot of people do it, but here's more information about it.
Well, and it's Carol Heider who is an amazing thought leader. That's the other thing is we're partnering with thought leaders, thought leaders that really have their stuff. They've been doing the work, and those are the voices that I want in the edge.
Yeah.
Okay, keep going. Sorry, I cut you off.
No, I love this because you're adding to this. Sweet Sanctuary with Laura Ritchie. You've got Lilac Magical Medicine with Witch Jody. I know Witch Jody. She's not only do I know her, she's literally one of my mentor students too. She's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And she's I think a second degree witch. I think that's how you do it. Or third degree, second degree. I don't know, but I told her she's going for the next one, whether she likes it or not.
Because she is, and she's a business owner, and she's a nurse, and she's a mother, and she's like, so she's just this amazing, right? And it's just, and we bring her in right next to the thought leaders and Sanctuary. Here's another thing: is cannabis is now legal in Minnesota, and I want people to be able to have discussions about it and be curious about it. And Strains of the Earth with the 2 locations in Minnesota, and they're growing. They're just this beautiful, trusted resource. And I want to introduce it to the edge community rather than all the craziness going around here. We're trusted sources.
Exactly. You've got The Power Within Us, all with Angela Zabel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even reading that, it's going to be something in here. It's going to be something that's very tangible. The stages of faith. Wow. Not religion, but faith. They're just covering so much different stuff. This is deep. This isn't airy fairy. This isn't woohoo up here. This is like digging down deep and dirty into things, which is incredible. And people don't realize that. People don't realize that what you're doing is very conscious. It's very uplifting. It's very, you're touching the airy fairy world, but you're also touching those people that go, wait a second, I can't buy into airy fairy. You need to give me some legitimacy. You have to give me something that is tangible. That they go, okay, I can go research this and find that there's 15 different scientists that figured out this works.
Yep.
And you're giving it to them and you're opening their eyes.
Absolutely.
Which is incredible.
There's an article of an animal who's actually down here farting. Third eye animal. It's our new adoptee 6-year-old English bulldog by the name of Diesel. And we worked with Michelle Jacobson.
I quit. Glad you brought it up.
I didn't know what a third-eyed animal was, and we were working with Michelle Jacobson because we were introducing him to a home where we have 2 male cats and a 12-year-old male dog, and we're bringing a fully intact 6-year-old English, 90 pounds, by the way, English bulldog into our home, and she went, he's a third eye animal. And I'm like, well, tell me more. I've never heard of a third eye animal. And she had essential oils, and she brought him in and was talking to his higher self and the other higher selves. And my 12-year-old dog was just like, I really liked being alone, but I kind of like this dog. And then the cats are like, third eye animal. I don't know how to figure that out because they're more aligned with that. So they're still figuring things out. But just this beautiful mindset of, we brought this animal in, and he's a healer. He's amazing. And then I'll do energy work on him. So she told me a couple things to do, and I'll even be a foot off of him, and he just looks up and he's like, and he starts wiggling his tail. So it's just, okay. Right.
That is so cool.
And then we review books. As you can see, this is a year and a half of books. I didn't buy any of these books, right? So we work with publishers and publicists on books that are coming out that we really feel that, and we read them all. So just what are different references that we can do, and we can support people with different, and then I get to interview some of these authors. So it's so cool. I just love what we do.
I have a PDF of a book that's coming out next year. It's already complete. Okay. It's gone to the publisher. Cool. I might send it to you.
Please do.
I
would love to.
And he's listening, so he knows I'm doing this, whether he likes it or not.
Well, and here's the deal. We have a QR. We just decided this because I was sick and tired of all the phone calls and emails of how do I get the book. We have a QR code in the section now that it's like, if you want to buy any of these books, go here. It's great. People are actually, I'm like, you're actually reading the books? So then I just get into my own little world, like, oh, you actually want to read them? Oh, that's cool.
I think that's awesome.
But they're good books.
They're amazing books. And then people don't realize that books are really there still, and there's so much information in them. People don't realize that it's still a very viable, Barnes and Noble still exists,
Yep. Absolutely.
It's not just, Google review and here you go,
Yeah, absolutely.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. So I know you're taking the edge a little bit further, you know,
Yep.
pushing it out, pushing the boundaries, So let's talk about that. And what made you think to do that? I mean, yeah, everybody wants to grow their brand. I get it. But
Yeah.
what all of a sudden was this? I can do this and I can take it further.
You know what? Because everyone around me was encouraging me to do it. So what we did for the first year and a half is we're like, let's just play in our own little sandbox here, and we're going to make some mistakes. I'm not a publisher. Like I didn't come up as one. My husband's a graphic designer and web designer. Like, so we're just still playing around. So we wanted to stay on a little smaller scale before we really took that opportunity to really jump. It's organically happening, and it's amazing. And then we have the radio show. So we have the print magazine. We went from this little print magazine to this media platform, and
Mhm.
we have 26,000 monthly followers on our Pinterest page. Like, who knew Pinterest was going to be such a big thing? It is. Yay. And we're just growing, and I love the content, and people are sharing it. I mean, it's beautiful. And now we need to work on things like our SEO, and now we need to work on little things like that so we can keep growing. I truly believe also that the edge is going to be really strong in smaller markets,
Mhm.
because in the larger cities you have a lot of opportunities, but there's a lot of smaller markets that, anytime I've gone to some shows and I exhibit or I do readings, these smaller markets where people are like dry sponges, and they come in and they're so grateful, and it warms my heart working with them,
Yeah.
and I just want to be there. So I really want to get the edge in smaller markets as people
Mhm.
are really being curious. I don't know why I was driven to go back to print when everyone's like, why are you going back to print? Everybody's no, go back. I'm like,
Go back to
we need to
print.
go back to print and smaller markets. I
Uh,
really believe that is just going to be just, and loyalty for that, because
yeah.
people are going to see our advertisers and our practitioners and our authors and the people contributing to the edge, and they're going to trust them because they know that, I mean, we vet them all out. I mean, that's really important for us, and we want to put quality content, and that's
Mhm.
just integrity and authenticity is really important to us.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to find a way to get you to ship a bunch of these to me because as I go to events, I want them on my tables. I want people to
Beautiful.
get them. I want, and I travel all over. I travel everywhere, so I want people everywhere. I look at that, Jennifer, I want it. Casey, how do we get a free subscription giveaway? You know what I mean? All of this, and to get that out and to grow it, and then to see the magazine get thicker would be so amazing,
Yep.
as it grows and gets bigger and expands out there. Because you've only owned the magazine for how long now?
A year and a half.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
because I used to be I think it was the old Edge, under the old person. I used to advertise in it, but I never
Okay.
felt it's so weird because I'd forgotten all about it. I stopped. I didn't, it was just like, nothing against her because she was amazing. She was truly
No.
amazing. But I'll never forget the day I met you face to face and we just looked at each other and we're like, what the hell
Hi.
is this? Hi, where have you been? I miss you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, and what's interesting throughout this whole process and through buying the business, we've been channeling Gary Beckman and Insia, his wife, the founder of The Edge, the whole entire
Yeah.
time. So we channel him monthly and just say, Gary, how are we doing? Gary. So Insia wants an app.
Yeah.
And Gary says that the Edge was this stallion that never got to go into the show ring.
Yeah.
And he just keeps giving us information of what we're doing and how we're doing it, that we need to be thinking outside of the box. And oh my
Mhm.
gosh, you guys, it's an honor. By the way, we bring all of our magazines in, and I don't have it here because it's over in the area of the magazines. We bring the magazines in. Steve does some sacred geometry in white in every magazine. They are vessels, and we charge them with a quartz crystal. So every magazine before they're shipped out are charged, spend 48 hours with a big quartz crystal. So when you get it, it just is like,
Oh
woo.
my God, I love it. I've got so many freaking tingles going on right now. You don't even know, Kelly, because I started rebranding myself 2 weeks ago, or 2.5, almost 3 weeks ago now. And it literally was .us. It's supposed to be the US, but
Mm,
we do capital US, so it's .us. And Jennifer just wrote, we're all looking for the us connection. My whole body is tingling, like somebody gets it.
yeah.
I
Isn't
love
it powerful?
it. Is powerful. It is powerful. And it's incredible. It's incredible. And so what are your views? I know you've talked a lot about this, but where is Kelly is now the magazine's Kelly, but how do we get more of Kelly in the magazine? Does that make sense? Than behind the
That is
magazine?
so funny you say that, because the people on my team are like, we need to get a page on the website. People need to get to know who you are and how you're doing it. And so when we go up pages, which is very soon, I have like, I was looking at my business plan the other day and I was like, I have all these great ideas in my business plan, but starting to review products, because people ask me like, I drink the funkiest coffee in the world, and I have greens and collagen and vanilla and cinnamon and turmeric, and like I have all this, and people are so different products. We're gonna start a kids corner, because these kids right now, they're not the same as us, right? These little spirits that are coming in. So I want to bring in thought leaders on kids corners. So we're bringing in some more of the Kelly, more of the Steve, my husband, more of our family. I want my daughter to have her voice in the magazine as well. So we need to do that. But honestly, at first I was like, why does anyone want to hear about me? I'm just Kelly. And then you say that to me and I'm like, ugh.
You're not just Kelly. You're not just Kelly. You know what I mean? Every publisher has got to have a page that says, this is Kelly and this is my thought this month. You know what I mean? This is my thought. And I keep seeing an app. And I know you already said app one, but an app is like once a week with like these, once a week, here you go, interactive, whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? And Kelly's like, I got my notebook out.
I'm listening. That's the other thing that's really fun about this community and the collaboration. I'm all about the collaboration. That is almost I don't want to say to a fault, but I love the collaboration. It's not just it's us. So when I have amazing gifted people telling me and I hear app, I'm not going to go, I'm not going to do it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
Because it's coming through loud and clear.
Well, it's like the paper edition and the online edition get these marvelous ones that kind of made the bank for it. But I'm sure you get all these other ones and you're like, oh, I wish I could. I don't have room. And isn't that a great place for the app? Where it's like you still get to subscribe and now you get to see all of them. This is where you get all of them for 99 cents a month or $2.99, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's all of that people get to contribute that necessarily there's not room in this, So I don't know. And Tim subscribed already, just so you know. You got one new subscriber already today. So
thank you, Tim.
I also want to say something while Kelly's on the air. I want to say thank you because as everybody knows, this turns into a podcast when it's done. Okay. And it goes on all the major forums. We have got now just hit 138,000 downloads as of this morning. And they're mostly, America. I love America. I'm here, but they're mostly UK and New Zealand and Guam and Greece and Norway and Denmark and all these fabulous countries. So we essentially have just taken the edge and made it international. You know what I mean? Because I know they're going to see this and they're going to hear, oh my gosh, how do I find this? How do I get this? Well, Kelly will ship internationally. Mm-hmm. There's no limits on where she can, send it and or online, for everybody that's going to listen to this in the podcast form and go, where else can I find this? Where can I get more information? Well, it's there. It's accessible, so, which I think is phenomenal.
It is. And I really, and I'm not just saying this because we're here, but I really want you a part of it in any way that you feel comfortable. We are growing together. And that's the other thing in this new energy, lifting each other up as women, as souls, as just whatever we want to call it. But there's so much in that old energy of competition. No. We're in this together. It feels right. It's aligned. And people I don't know. And I know people that you don't know. And how do we come together? And we just do that. And that's in life. And then, okay, I'm off my soapbox for that one.
No, and I agree with you and everybody doesn't know what Kelly's kind of referring to is Kelly and I had a meeting a few weeks ago about her and I collaborating. And when we had that meeting, I went, oh, I don't know. But it really came at a perfect timing. It really did, because literally a few days later, we began the rebrand of me. And it was a rebrand going from Diet Renee down to just Diet, and it's diet.us. You know what I mean? So it was this huge rebrand for me. And over this couple of weeks, I went, why is nobody wanting ratings? Why is nobody reaching out? What's going on? And I went, 2 weeks into it, I'm like, I rebranded. So they got to find me. But during that period of time, when I was still trying to work, then my mom broke her foot. And that really put the halt on a lot of things because you really have to be there, for that first week or so.
Right.
And I went, wait a second, this has given me 2 weeks to go, wait a second, yeah, you're more than what you thought you were. You can do more than you thought you were. This is your time to kind of take a breath and breathe and go, wait a second, all these amazing things came right before this rebranding. And now they're saying incubate, think, look at yourself, see yourself. What really is spirit doing? And I woke up this morning going, yeah, this is the next avenue. This is where I'm supposed, this is the next extra thing I'm supposed to be doing. And I know everybody's going, oh my God, yeah, one more thing on your plate, but really is it? It really isn't.
Well, and I also, and this is my marketing mind, and a mentor of mine said this years ago, is content should be like a turkey, and you just carve it and slice and dice it up, and you reuse it and you reuse it and reuse it. And that's the other thing, is that yes, you can create some content and just share it. And that's it doesn't have to be more work. It should just capturing your flow is what I look at it. We just have to capture what you're producing already and then just do that with it.
And that's just it. I can literally just take this and put it in the PDF and there we go.
Yep.
Morning,
that's the other thing, right?
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, when I said I'm like a bubble machine of ideas, like I'll have an idea, and if someone doesn't like it, I don't really care, because the bubble machine is flowing and it can just keep on going. And you're very similar in that way.
Yeah,
just saying.
You get a million ideas and you're like, the one that sticks and goes, that's the one you're supposed to do. And then you go, where's the rest? Because it's so funny, because I've got Post-it notes everywhere that are just laid on top of each other, which is awesome. And then once every month or so, I go through and go, no. Oh, that was a good one.
Yep.
And then I find myself the next month doing the same thing. And some of them are the same ideas coming through. And maybe it's just not time. Maybe it's not just right now. I love it. Lee just said morning crew, because a lot of people are going, this is like their Monday morning. They love to start their week out like this. And I love it. I love it.
Yay!
I love it. And to put a little bit of the edge in there is even better. It's even better. I love this. You know what I mean? I love this. So we've gotten Kelly, the publisher. We've gotten Kelly, the content creator. We got Kelly, the business person. Kelly's also a psychic medium.
I am.
She is.
Yeah. It's fun. Right?
The part you don't advertise as much.
You know what's really funny is I'm in the directory, but it's so funny. I got a call the other day. They're like, I saw you in the Edge directory. And I said, oh, you did? Because I totally branded something different. Because I think some people, I don't want to say take advantage of, no, they actually just utilize the platform that they're creating. Yeah. So I love when people find me and they're like, I was in the directory, and because I normally will, if I get a call, I will be like, hey, I try to pass things along to my partners in the directory, because I just feel like I'm an ambassador. But my private practice is growing significantly, and I do a lot of readings on weekends, because it's really hard in the middle of the Edge week to be this and then to just pivot and shift. But I'm starting to work with some just amazing and fascinating people, and it's just an honor for it. And sessions with me, I call it You've Got Kelly, because bubble machine, it can go anywhere. I mean, do you want to talk with this person? Do you want life advice? I have a client that in the last couple sessions, he's divorced and dating, and he's like, you can just tell, you know how people are like, when am I going to find the love of my life? When am I going to find the love of my life? And I'm like, I just see coming up somebody very sparkly, and I'm going to leave it like that. And we had a session this weekend, and he's like, Kelly, I'm in the mountains and I see this lady and she's sparkly. And we just start talking, and she needed water and I had some ice, and then we're running down, and like, they're like up at 9,000 feet running and he's telling me the story. And I was just kind of seeing Tinkerbell, and I was like, sparkly, sparkly, sparkly. So they got to the end and they finally met up again. They met up like 5 different times, and they met up again, and they're both from Minnesota, and they went and had coffee. And I'm like, so how does she feel? And he's like, very sparkly. And I'm like, go with it. Just flow with it.
Yes. Isn't that incredible though? Isn't it incredible?
I love it. I love doing what I'm doing. Like, right. And to be able to infuse it into the daily, the edge. And I think in my position, so my husband's a graphic designer, web designer. He knows good design, and that is his superpower.
Yeah.
And then he's very like-minded. But it really helps me as I work with people do intuitive marketing, whether they are whatever modality that they're in. I'm able to use my gifts and abilities and go, okay, you don't have to give me the 20-minute what sound healing is. I already get it. I know it. Let's so market it. And let's how do I are you in alignment for the magazine? And I have people I'm like, I really think you should lean in this area in our platform. And then I have other people where I'm like, you should just be on our radio show, because what you're saying is far beyond what we can do here. Let's go over here. So I'm able to use that in business and marketing. I guess I was doing it for years. I just didn't know I was.
I think you have, you know what I mean? And I will tell you what, because what you just said really rings true to me, because I had a client this weekend at a show. And literally, I was telling Todd about this. I said, every once in a while, I think, let's not do the radio show. I'm not making a difference. You know, we kind of get about ourselves. We do that.
Yeah.
You know? And over this last 2-week period, even though this rebranding is happening, you kind of go, am I doing the right thing? You know, you do, but you know, when you're not getting calls all the time. And this lady comes up and she sits down with me and she's like, I had to be the first. I had to have you. And I'm like, why? And she goes, well, you're the best. And I'm like, have I read for you before? She goes, well, on the radio. And I'm like, wait. She goes, every Monday morning I listen to you and you make a difference. I have to start. You just start my week. And I love how you start, because it always makes sense. And it's just life changing. And she had a lot of other amazing things to say. And to me, I was like, and that's why I do what I do. And when I think that I'm not making a difference, like I think a lot of people think, something always pops up to say you're making a difference. You're doing something, which is awesome.
And Todd, you're listening. Let's keep the conversation going, man. I was at the co-op shopping, no makeup on, hair in a bun, and I'm talking to the beautiful lady checking me out, and this lady taps me on the shoulder. Are you Kelly from the Being Curious show?
Yes.
And I look over at her and I was like, uh-huh. She's like, I love your show. And I looked at her and I was like, wow. I mean, like, I'm like, oh, we have 3 listeners. Yay. I was just like that. And then I went in my head and I'm like, I look like this. I had just been working out. I'd just been doing this and that. And then I looked at her and I was like, oh my gosh, I sat in gratitude. So I flipped, and it was just lovely. And yes, I mean, people resonate with us, and because they feel your heart, they feel it. And to start your Monday with you, I mean, what a gift.
It's a gift that they started with me, that they show up. To me, it's like, I just show up and it's just like this. It's becoming it's a gift, give, take. We're filling each other's cups, and it's awesome. And I already told Todd this morning, I'm like, Todd, she's ready for live. She's ready for it all. We just have to find a time during the week, because Todd right now, he's got to have his boundaries up. I hate to tell the world. Todd
I totally get it.
Get a break. And I'm the first one that said, Todd, boundaries, no weekends, because he was opening on weekends. I said, no, you need a break. You're going to get sick. You need mental health. Is highly important. I said, we will find a time for Kelly Monday through Friday. She's got to have an hour in her schedule, or 2 hours, whatever she wants, that can fit in somewhere. And he's like, we got her. He says, have Kelly contact me. We'll find a time. I'm like,
well, I must have been dialing in with you, because we're on our 100th show. We're clocking into our 100th show for Being Curious. And I'm like, I think I could do live. I think we could do it. And it's just over the last week that I've said, I'm like, we don't need to tape. I think I could do it. So this is see, I listen. This is everybody that's like listening to this. Like, you're watching 2 psychics just come into it going, okay.
Yep. I told Todd this morning, I said, she's ready for live, because people don't realize podcast, and people don't realize this, in podcast form, podcast is pre-taped, it's pre-edited, it's pre-everything. And then it goes out all this pretty, shiny, perfect, whatever, live. And that goes into podcast. It's live. It is. My show is literally within moments. When we get done, Todd hits a button and goes, and it goes out. There is no editing into my podcast. It is completely live. All my glitch of internet, my tripping over my own words, my sucky questions, all of it, and my guests tend to show up and they just go, And they go, I can't believe I just said all of that with you. And I'm like, thank you, because that's making a huge difference in somebody's life. But it's nerve-wracking. It's nerve-wracking to go, oh, I can't make this perfect. Well, it's already perfect. It's already perfect in the live form. It's perfect because it's spontaneous. I mean, a psychic will never stop and go, oh, wait, I got to edit it. Hold on. Take that back. Let's edit and come back out. It's what you get, and it flows out, and it's beautiful. And that's why I know you're ready for live. You're ready.
Thank you.
Come into the family, Kelly. Come into the family. We will welcome you. We've got bankies and cookies.
What kind of cookies?
Whatever you want.
I'm just kidding.
Whatever you want.
Okay.
Todd and Sherry will come together and make them. Can't tell you they're going to be tasty, but they will be what you want.
Oh my God, I love it.
Todd sent a private message. You got this. We'd love to have you, and I will move the world to get you in. And then he says, I can't bake for shit.
Bake for shit.
We might be raw cookies, but
it's okay.
we will know the effort is there. I love it. I love it. It is what it is. It is what it is. What are you going to do? You know, so guys, we just need a lot of applause because we need to make Kelly come in. I want to not just, you guys just subscribe. I want you to follow Kelly. I want you to follow the Edge magazine, because I know it's everywhere. It's like she said, it's on Pinterest. I know it's got to have I haven't looked, but I know it's got to have a Facebook page.
We have a Facebook page. We have LinkedIn. I mean, we have all of those.
It's all out there.
Platforms.
And trust me, guys, that takes a lot to do it. I've been recently doing social media.
There is an art, and I don't think we figured it out yet. We're still like what we're doing, but social media is it's just crazy. But then there's a frequency to it, and what do you align with, and what do you not align with? And then you throw TikTok in all of that, and that's just crazy. And then sizzles for YouTube, and this is where I start to feel really old.
Yeah, I know. It's so funny because I'm on TikTok, and this last week I took a picture going like, I don't know, I took a couple of fair pictures this week, but one of them I'm like literally in the car barn watching my grandkids play, and there's this little emoji of the cow popping up and down on my shoulder like he's playing peekaboo going. I got 300 some views on that little cow. I'm like,
go with it.
I put all this effort into these other one. I get two. I'm like, what is the rhyme and reason? There's no rhyme and reason. There's nothing. But social media is not easy. And I know you guys are all over it. And I want everybody to look at both the Edge, and I want as a separate Kelly Wagner, because I'll tell you what, both are just amazing. I want you to subscribe to her. I want you to see her. I want you to get the magazine. I want it in your mailbox every week or every month, every 2 months. I'm like,
all of the above. Just go with it.
It might be every 2 months right now, but you know what? When the app comes out, it's going to be a daily thing. So there you go. You know, and sorry, Kelly, I just gave you more work, but she'll be uploading something every day. And I want you guys to see this because it is phenomenal. And again, guys, as I'm going around the country doing events, I'm going to find a way to get the Edge on my table every week or every, you know, so that people can come and get this. So it can really expand on this. So you can have something tangible. So again, for the person, Cassie, where you had said that, you know, that free giveaway subscription, I won't be doing a subscription, but you know what, if I can get them on my table, that on my table will be free to you to grab. You know what I mean? It's only going to be so many. It's going to be like a first come, first serve. I'm not going to put like 200 on my table. It's going to be a few each time I show up, and just say, hey, let's get this out. And I hope each one of you share that magazine with your friends and your family.
Well, and by the way, subscriptions are like $4 each, and it's mostly postage. So please, if you want it mailed to your door, we can do that too. And we will give you as many as you want. Absolutely as many as you want. And by the way, my daughter, which by the way, I'm very blessed because I have a teenager who's been doing the dishes. So if everybody's hearing her putting dishes away, I do apologize, but I have a teenager doing chores. Major win.
You know, I have grandkids right outside my wall here. I have cats. I've had computer issues. This is life. This is life. And it makes us people know that, guess what? This is real. This is raw. And this is true. And that's what all those extras add. So when it goes to the podcast, people go, no, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. They didn't edit out anything.
Nope.
So what is a message you would like to send out to everybody here?
Wow. I just saw believe in yourself. You are worthy, and be kind to each other. Like I don't know why that just like flowed, like went whoop, and just support what we're doing. We are living this. Like, people have 9-to-5 jobs. We are not those people. We are living it. We are truly in service. And we're really putting ourselves out there, very vulnerable. I mean, to do things live, I want to give you just a complete high five to start Mondays. I know what it's like to book guests for shows and to do this and then to crank it up and go live. Like, hello, like, just showing what you are giving to your we are truly giving to ourselves as well. But there's a lot of work, right? There's a lot of work, right? It's, I mean, I'm like, my husband was up till 3:00 in the morning yesterday trying to no, it's magazine week, like, right?
Magazine week, right.
It's magazine week. So this is what we do, and we are living it, and we want feedback. We want to be your ambassadors. We want to be support. I mean, how can we support each other? And I truly believe the Edge is part of that. Is part of that. Done.
I love it.
They just want like this to be. They're like, Kelly, just shut up.
We could talk for hours about it, because truly what you do is phenomenal. What you do is really giving to the world and giving back to the world, and it feeds your soul just like it feeds everybody else's.
Absolutely.
And kudos.
Right back at you.
Oh, thank you. And I don't know when the event is next year, but I know you're going to have one, and I need to book it before I book up, because I have to be there. No question. I need to stand in Medalla with wings.
Oh my gosh. It was just, Art on the Edge. If you're in Minneapolis, even if you're not coming for it, it was amazing. And the energy there, and people were just like, I don't know why, because it's this fusion of the art community and the metaphysical community. So if you're curious over here, you can flow over here and vice versa. And it felt, and I feel that art is channeled, right? I mean, I feel that, like, all of that. So it's coming together. It was so much fun, and we're creating some new partnerships. I'm doing a retreat November 11th with Mary Newstrom of Zenith High down in Sedona, and we're gonna at 11:11. Okay, so 11:11 at 11:11 a.m. we're gonna be doing a sacred ceremony at this beautiful private retreat. So I'm so excited for what we get to do. I feel Hawaii's coming in. I don't know when that's going to happen, but Hawaii retreat's going to come in, and I want to do different things, because I want to honor to our partners. We have a lot of partners that do a lot of different events. So what I want to do with the Edge is do different events that complement what my partners are doing. So we did a menopause, aging, and sex and body event with the Women's Press in May. I would love to do a breast health one just on boobs. Like,
I would love that.
Right? Like, just boobs. Like, let's just for a half day talk about boobs, but let's bring doctors in, but let's bring industry leaders, and what are some essential oils, and what are lymphatic drainage, and like, what are the different things that we can do to, like, just love on our boobs, because we have them. Just different things like that. I really see us doing just beautiful, different outside of the box. Thank you, Gary. Gary just came in.
I love it. I'm going to give you confirmation for that, because I have not seen this saying in forever, and I seen it yesterday. And when I seen it, I was like, oh, I forgot about that saying. But Save the Tatas, and they had that whole save. Literally, it was a wheel cover on a big pink Jeep. And I went, why am I seeing that today? I'm like, do I have to go get a mammogram? What is it? I'm like, no, it's not me. What is that? That message is for somebody. I don't know who it's for, but there's your message.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Then I went to Monster Trucks, and I asked Spirit, how big can I get my brand? And I went to the Monster Trucks and went, well, there you go. And then it flew in the air, and I went, okay, I got the message.
And rebranding with my marketing hat on, rebranding's tough. Like, right. So just give yourself grace and patience during it. Right. Because I just see for you, the phoenix coming out of the ashes. And I don't know why I'm seeing a phoenix coming out of the ashes for you, but just, I was thinking, I was like, butterfly out of the cocoon. No, it has to be much bigger. And a phoenix coming out of the ashes is like, bam. I mean, there's like that coming out. It's not just this little beautiful, and I love butterflies, but this for you is this, like this. And it's interesting when you're erupting, I'm still in the ashes. I'm seeing little green growths already. So you've already planted the seeds, you're already growing, but then that phoenix, and the phoenixes are just these beautiful, magical, and I'm just feeling this expansiveness. That's what I'm getting. Okay, I'm
And that,
done.
no, and that's what it is because, and I want to tell you, you're 110% right. Because when people go, well, the ashes, well, Diette's already out there. Well, Diette was out there as Diette Renee, and Diette was out there still under almost a pseudonym, even though that's still my name. It wasn't
Yeah.
me. I wasn't owning that name. I was almost still hiding. So when I wanted to rebrand as just Diette, it was like, this is me, hear me roar. And that's it. There is no extras. There's no fluff. It's just coming out there almost naked to everybody, and because using my middle name was still to me kind of like, oh, I'm still hiding.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I
So
get it.
just stripping it away and saying, this is me. I stripped everything down to say, it's Deanna the Buff, and here you go. Love me, my
Yeah.
wrinkles, my extra skin, my stretched lines, my everything, and my abilities, because it's me and all that I bring with me.
Yeah.
So thank
It's
you so much.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too, darling. You too. And I will be messaging you this week to let's go forward with everything because I'm now ready. And thank you for coming on. You have been such a delight, such a joy. And sorry I started late because the internet was, but look, once we sync the energy, everything was rocking. It rocked.
We found
It
our
was
flow.
awesome. It was
We
awesome.
found our flow.
We did.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And everybody, please find Kelly, and what is the email, Kelly, or their website, Kelly, so everybody can see it?
Website, edgemagazine.net. We have, you can find us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, like all of those guys, even on LinkedIn. If you want to check me out in my professional way, which absolutely we can do that. And then my email address, and please everybody reach out, kelly@edgemagazine.net. If you want to subscribe, if you want to give us comments and feedbacks, if you're an author, if you have some great content, this is our community. We're just the platform for it. And then also I'm on the Being Curious show, and you can find that on all the different platforms and listen to Kelly being crazy with guests. Oh my gosh.
Awesome.
AM radio at its finest.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Kelly, for coming on. I can't wait to talk to you soon. You have a blessed day. And for everybody else, I'll
Same
be
to
back
you.
with our 5-card stud in a few minutes. Bye-bye, Kelly.
Perfect. Bye.
Darling. Everybody, this is Diette here with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.com. I have had the joy of having Kelly Wagner here of The Edge magazine, talking all about her, The Edge, what she does. I know we got a little off track. I apologize for that, but you know what? The flow was beautiful, and it was what it was and what it needed to be. And I am so honored. And yes, guys, you will be able to start seeing me. Not sure if it's going to be the next episode or episodes after that. We're going to start doing a collaboration where I'm going to bring me and spirit wisdom, and we just might use that us connection, the us connection as a brand for that, the us connection. I don't know. Let's see what happens. It felt so right though. So who knows? I'm going to talk to Kelly, see what we can do, and rock this. So another place, another honor. Please subscribe to The Edge magazine. Again, the subscription, let's just say $4. That is so cheap to get it mailed to your front door. Come on, guys. That's really inexpensive. Let's see what we can do. Let's blow this up. I mean, she's already blown up. She's huge. Remember, she bought this during COVID, guys. She bought this during COVID and made it grow. So, and she's taken it national and international, which means everybody, just because you're, across the seas from America, anywhere in the world, whether you're, in Britain or, England or Britain or England. Oh my gosh, guys. England or Greece, Guam, Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, Scotland, Asia, everybody that listens here, guys, you can get the magazine. You can get the magazine. And she is going to try to work this so that possibly, oh, I don't know if she's going to actually try to do this or not, if I'm just getting this from Spirit, but I'm hearing that she's going to be trying, and I'm getting this from Spirit, guys, not from Kelly, but I'm hearing that she's going to be trying to find a way, a publication way to change this into other languages. So again, I'm getting that from Spirit, not from Kelly. So don't get a hold of Kelly and say, Dad said you were going to do this, because it's not Kelly's words, it's Spirit's words. So we're going to go with that. So let's do our 5-card stub really quick here, guys. Remember, you pick card 1 through 5, 1, 2, or all of them, whatever you want. You know what? And I love this because I do TikToks now with us. And if you pick all the cards individually, that's 5 readings. And then if you put them all together as one, that's a 6 reading. So you can have 1 to 6 readings depending on how you take this. So this is a lot. This is huge. So I know I'm using the Sacred Destiny Oracle deck with Denise Lynn this week, which I love. So I always take all 5 cards. Tim, sorry for getting into your life and blowing up and telling everybody about you, but this, this is for you too. It's actually for everybody. But I wanted to catch Tim on that because he's going to come back and say, Dad, you're talking my shit to everybody again. But card number 1, if you picked it, is the transformation. The transformation. I love this. I love this. But what I'm hearing is that you can be whatever you want. Because look at this butterfly. It's a little cockeyed. It's a little calico when you're looking at this, because you got blue, you got yellow, you got the rose, you got the other blue, everything. There's all different colors as greens and all these different colors. So transformation really is, guys, you're coming out of your cocoon. You are coming out of it. You have been in this cocoon going, oh my God, should I, would I, could I, blah, blah, blah. And you've bursted out of the cocoon. You're out, your wings are out, and you are whoever you were supposed to transform in. And that's what this card is talking about. It's like you're done waiting. That transformation has happened. It is time for you to stop and look back over the last year, 10 years, 20 years, and go, wow, who am I now? I don't even know who I am anymore because I've transformed in this beautiful being that you have become, and you didn't realize you could get there. So that's what card number 1's about. Card number 2 is thriving. Thriving. Oh, I love that. Look at that. Thriving. What is better than giraffes with pink trees and starbursts with pink clouds? Oh, I love that, because you are thriving if you pick card number 2. Now, I'm going to tell you, because I'm hearing a lot of people in my head go, I picked card number 2. I am not thriving. Yes, you are. Thriving does not always mean a monetary thing. Thriving is really thriving in here and how that shows out. Now, when you start to thrive, it just means you're getting in the flow of things. Things are happening. Things are happening a little easier. Miracles are happening all over the place, and they're coming to you left and right. And that's what thriving is about. So if you pick card number 2, you are thriving. You are starting to get into that flow, and you are just allowing things to come to you as you give to others. Okay. Card number 3 is taking risks. If you picked card number 3, you're taking risks. It's going, God, can I do this? But yeah, I can. I don't know how the end result's going to be. I don't know if this is going to make me money. I don't know if this is going to happen for me. I don't know what this is going to do. I don't know what the return is going to do. I don't know if it's going to be a loss, but taking that risk means you're jumping on faith. You're jumping off the cliff with faith to know that you can fly, knowing that that parachute is there, knowing that you're not going to fall, knowing that if you do fall, it's okay because you're going to fall in the safety of grace, and that you're going to literally be brought back up with all so much more knowledge. But taking that risk is really important, because you cannot grow if you don't take risks. You cannot succeed if you don't have some failures. So take the risk. Guys, jump off that cliff. Okay, figuratively, not literally. Okay, I don't want to hear a bunch of cliff drivers out there, and I'm getting the responsibility for flat people on the ground. So make sure if you do jump off the cliff, put your parachute on, but be careful doing it. Card number 4. Ooh, this is weird. This is weird, because card number 4 is stand still. Stand still. Oh my gosh. I love the fact of this. Look at it. It's under a willow tree. I love this, because card number 4 is stand still. And when you think about it, when you stand still, there's a sense of peace and calm, and you're in the moment, and you allow a message to come in. You allow things to come to you. Okay. You allow this to happen. You allow knowledge to happen in the stay still standpoints. So even no matter what, staying still doesn't mean you stop moving. Staying still does not mean it doesn't stop happening. Staying still just means you're in a moment of gathering. You're in the flow of bringing it together. Okay. And the last card is solitude. Is solitude. What a beautiful place to be, is solitude. Okay. So if you pick card number 5, yeah, you kind of feel like you're sitting there by yourself, don't you? If you pick card number 5 and you're in that solitude moment, you're sitting there, you're standing in your own grace, you're standing in your own power. Okay. And when you're standing in your own power, you're standing there saying to yourself, going, I've got this. I can do this. I'm worthy of this. I can do this. So being in your solitude doesn't mean being alone. It means going, I know my worth. I know my power. I know I can stand one with myself and shine as bright as I can, as if I was with a group. And when you get to that point in life, you know you can do anything. So card number 1 was transformation. Card number 2 was thriving. Card number 3 was taking risks. Card number 4 was standing still. And card number 5 was solitude. Now, when I look at these cards as a whole, what do they mean? They really mean that this is a week that you're realizing that you're taking the time to look back and you're going, gosh, how far have I come? And you're making it. And you're thriving, and this is already, and you're ready to take that next step. You're ready to go, oh, wow, I've done all this. I know who I am, and I'm ready to go, because you're ready to take those risks for the next level, and you're ready for that information to come, and you're ready to take your power, because this is a week that you realize you've transformed, you are standing in your power, that you are amazing, and you're ready to cliff dive again. You're ready to take that next step, and that's what this week's reading is about. That's 5-card stud, which is speaking to me a lot, guys. It's speaking to me a lot. It's like, holy cow. So as always, let's bring out the Beyond Lemuria cards. I swear the person who wrote these cards, Izzy Ivy, is going to come out and tell me what the real word is, but because I never know if I pronounce it right. We already know this. So let's do this. And Tim, you have learned to stand in your solitude power greater than most people. You've come a far way, my good sir friend there. You've come a long way. Okay, so let's do this. Ooh, what an interesting card. Look at the gorgeous colors in that. So it's the sound of the universe. This card signifies those pivotal moments that transcend belief, remind us of a greater reality, influence us so that life will never be the same again. It symbolizes the sound of the universe. Having your world shaken up even a little can invite a closer glimpse of a great mystery of life. There are myriad ways to peek behind the veil of mundane. Ecstatic dance, spiritual exploration, and creative pursuits are just a few. Aim to imbue the awareness in your everyday existence so that you can avoid the sudden wake up calls. Listen for the hidden music, harmony, and wonder of your multidimensional world. Isn't that cool? Isn't that cool? I can't make this up, can I, guys? I cannot make this up, because this card that brings it all together says that you're ready. Says let's go. Says believe in here. How dynamic is that? How dynamic is that? It's phenomenal. I love it. I love it. I love it. You know what I mean? What a beautiful day. What a beautiful, so many beautiful messages, transformations, all this amazing stuff that's been happening. And I can't tell enough about this. It's just awesome. So we're going to talk about the newest show list. I got to go to Todd's messages because he's got the newest ones. I want to bring this up. The current show list. I know he sent it to me. I believe he usually sends everything like this into Messenger, but me and Todd talk a lot. So July 23rd, I'm going to bring up this one. I know it's probably not the most current, but we're going to go with it anyway. If I'm wrong, Todd will go, yeah, that wasn't current. And I'll be like, oops, it happened. What do you think? So let's go with it. What the hell did I do? I had it. Where'd it go? There we go. So we always start Monday mornings off with myself, Diet Renee. We're just going to go down to Diet here at 9 a.m. We do start with myself. Now, at the end of the month, I'm not going to start Mondays anymore at the end of the month, guys. The end of the month, it's going to start with Torn Emphasin, 8 a.m., Healing from the North. Now, Torn is from Norway. She lives in Norway, and she's a phenomenal healer, and she's a dear friend of mine. I love her dearly, and she's going to have one show a month. So one show a month, 8 a.m., Healing from the North. It's not a show you're going to want to miss, okay? Now, you're going to say, why is it 8 a.m.? Because she lives in Norway, and that's the best time to make it for her and for us. And then, we go into my self-school through Spirit with Diet at 9 a.m. At noon, it is rebranded. It needed to be rebranded because the old show did was copyrighted under somebody else. So they're now called Spiritually Imperfect with Mike and Jen. We go on to Ancient Healing with Jessica Lynn at 6 p.m. And tonight is Be the Change with Christina Bloom. Tuesdays is Exploring the Paranormal with Heather Lee at 9 a.m. Ane with Ane Shin is at 5 p.m. She does our tarot. She's phenomenal. Unfiltered with Diet and Mike is at 6 p.m. And guess what, guys? We'll be on tomorrow night. At least me. Mike has got that summer job, and you know what? He comes in when he can, but unfortunately, sometimes the work just keeps him away. And he's been on a huge shot this week with Beyond Dimensions over at Hinsdale in New York. So I'm hoping he's able to come in. It might just be exhausted. It might just be me doing readings. Who knows? We've got Moment to Moment with Linda Hope at 7 p.m. Spirits Are Talking with Lisa Silverman at 9 p.m. And Paranormal Pete with Pete Orbea at 10. Wednesdays is the Self-Care Show with Deidre Sanford at 10 a.m. The Numerology Hour with Kelly Brickle starts this month. Not sure the date, at 1 p.m. The Psychic Hour with Kelly Brickle is at 3 p.m. That's already ongoing. Chat with Charlie, Stephanie Lynn at 5 p.m. She's switching that time in August. Not sure when, but it's coming. Soul Guides with Ronnie Blunt is in August at 6 p.m. Again, this month is going to be a huge one for date changes and time changes and new shows. Haunted Experiences in 60 Minutes with Nick Sarlo and Diana Henry at 8 p.m. And I have to do a shout out for Nick Sarlo and the Shadow Hunters. By the way, I am a Shadow Hunter, which is awesome. They just hit their 1 million mark with reaching out to people on Facebook. Go Nick, go Shadow Hunters. What an amazing job they've done. See and Beyond with Kelly Arcart and Cheryl Murphy is at 9 p.m. Another amazing show. Thursdays, we have Universe with Stephanie and Rob at 6 p.m. Realm of Darkness with Ashley Moreno is at 7 p.m. Haunted Voices with Todd Bates and Nicole Strickland is at 8 p.m. Passport to Paranormal, Dr. Heather Lee and Joe Frank is at 9 p.m. Please tune into them because they are phenomenal people. I love both of them. And Fridays, we still have a Soul and Synergy Radio with Terry and Danny at 10 a.m. The Psychic Hour reading show is at 3 p.m. We have Twilight Tonight with Dee Dee Moonflower at 7 p.m. Voice of Oneness with Omara Benet is at 8 p.m. And Twisted Ascensions with Caden and Alyssa Mask at 9 p.m. Yes, they came back. We got them. We love them. We're so happy. And again, we're going to get Kelly with the Edge magazine on our show. We don't know how. We're going to do. Got to bribe her with cookies and blankies. I'm going to have to bake. I'm going to have to learn to bake is what I'm going to have to do. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in, being with us today. I will see you. Oh, wait, next week, guys, Monday through Friday. Todd has been summoned to jury duty. So you probably will not see us next week, Monday through Friday. I'm still going to toy with running my show because I do have the ability to run my show on my own. I got to sit with it, guys. I have to admit, I just sit with it just for a moment to see where I'm going to sit with this. And you never know. You never know. If you see it, I'll be there. Tune in either way. We'll see if we can make something happen. Okay. With that being said, guys, you have a great week. Thank you for always joining me. Thank you for making a world of difference for me and showing up and allowing me to touch your lives. This is Diet with School Through Spirit on WLTK-DB.com. Don't forget to check me out at diet.us. See you soon, guys. Bye-bye.
The truth is here and now on WLTK-DB Talk Radio at WLTK-DB.com.